Good. What should we want? Did you say you saw Terry? I love her. But I don't see her. Okay.
You won't see her. Yeah.
But it will still show up if they want to.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Good morning. Welcome. Take two. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual Living, Central Texas, where we think more expansively, love more completely, and live more joyously. Woohoo! All right, and thank you to Clark for a wonderful meditation. I had to wander about and get back aware, but it was wonderful. Thank you for the experience and the journey. Let's start by saying our opening affirmation on the top of page 4 in your programs, and it says, "We believe that there is an infinite power and wisdom that creates everything. We are expressions of the same power and wisdom. The thoughts, beliefs, and expectations we entertain with the most energy become our experience of life. When we change our energy and our attention, our experience changes to match." And we got a couple of birthdays this week. Kathleen Davies tomorrow. Happy birthday up there in Wisconsin. And Jimmy Isaacson's birthday is on Tuesday, so happy birthday to him. Today we're celebrating the birth of Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. Is that how you say that? That's how I say it. We're in Texas. I can say it any way I damn want. So it's and then also the atomic bomb riding Slim Pickens and little Eva and Gary Busey, a couple of people. We will start our Thursday book study again in a couple of weeks. We are going to be looking at A Year with Rumi, and guess what it is? It's a year, 365 pages of Rumi quotes and little short blurbs. So we will get that started not this week, but next Thursday, the 10th. I believe everybody will have their books by then. We have a couple of copies over here. They're $20 with shipping and handling and all that stuff. And all that being said, I'd like to invite Clark to come up and do an opening reading and treatment. Yay!
Thank you, Reverend Walt. Okay, today's reading comes from Neville Goddard. Some of you may have heard that name. It's rather new to me, but he's very science of mind in his philosophies, and he passed away in 1972. So this is part of a talk he gave right before then. The talk is "God and I Are One." This is not a phrase, it's a force. All we pray for, healing, breakthroughs, provision, all flows from one source. The illusion of separation is a disconnect with that source. Saying, "I am," with awareness is the beginning of power. It sets a direction, a spiritual command. It's remembering who you are. Instead of speaking from desire, you speak from identity. Spirit declares in the now. Avoid praying with words like want or wish that takes thought into future maybes. Say, "I am love," because love is not something you attract. It's something you radiate when you remember that you are the embodiment of the unseen becoming seen. So let's take that into our awareness. Let's release everything that's not that awareness and just dwell in those words for these moments as we recognize that power of which Goddard speaks. That power that is everywhere, all-knowing and all-powerful, the only true power, lest we give another power reign over it. And in this community, we know how to avoid doing that. So I rejoice in this community. I rejoice in its principles, its laws, its truths. And we live that. We remind ourselves constantly of the abundance, the glory, the beauty, the joy, and all the qualitative spirits, qualitative characteristics of spirit. And we speak of that every week. The life, the love, the light, the power, the peace, the beauty, and the joy, they're all there. They're all within us. So seek not from outside ourselves, but by being what we declare, being it, feeling it, which moves energy even faster, more powerfully. So I give thanks for all the truths, not only in this word, but in all the great words that we ever learn in this community and continue to learn and practice. So I give thanks for the action of the Spirit and the movement of all metaphysical laws in correspondence to this prayer and to all our prayers. And I release this, knowing that having been spoken, it is now law, and demonstrating as experience, real, tangible experience in our affairs. And so it is now. Thank you so much. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our musical guests this morning. They're going to do a song for us right now, and that is Shawnee Kilgore and Lee Barber. Please welcome them.
Thank you for having me back again.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Yes.
This is a song called Fishing for Rain. Fisherman waits on the banks of a dream. He's the keeper of the violet. He's all that remains. Two dragonflies make love on the end of his cane. As he pops his umbrella and fishes for rain. I tried to do good by my mother and dad. I tried to do good with the things that I had. There was just one thing I could never understand. Why a boy has to give up, become shooting star, I could find my way home. One shining rainbow or a cross made of bone. I could dig up that penknife, those Spanish doubloons that lie buried in the backyard where the roses bloom. The fisherman lays down on a blanket of tears, and all them old memories run out of his ears. Hey, don't turn him out, he's a little bit insane. He's the keeper of the violet, gone fishing for rain. Fishes for rain, my baby. Fishes for rain, I got wishes for sale. I woke up one morning and I believed everything. Now I'm walking on the water, fishing for rain. All right. Thank you, Lee and Shawnee. You even rhyme together. All right. They will be back shortly, but thank you for that. OR. Move it over. This week I was appreciating my body after all I've put it through, the years of whatever and the decades of whatever. But I just did a brief meditation where I appreciated my arms because they're always at my side. And I appreciate my legs because they support me each and every day. And I appreciate my fingers because I can count on them. All right. This talk title this morning, like a lot of my other talk titles, came from a song lyric that I heard, and from a song, My Favorite Mistake. Anybody familiar with that? Yeah. It had a pretty brief moment, and it comes back around every once in a while. But the lyric connected with an inner dialogue I was having, or sometimes it will, do an interpretation of a spiritual principle. And for this song, it was a little bit of both of those two things. This song's by Sheryl Crow, as many of you know, who assumed the role of Austin royalty for a minute while she was dating the guy that rode the bicycle, until it didn't, right? He lost his crown, not by any fault of hers, but mostly she got caught up in the guilt by association, which is way too prevalent in our social interactions with each other. But this one, she's writing about a breakup, and the talk isn't going to be about love reappears after the pain comes along and fades, but it's more about our paradigm of mistakes I want to look at. So we go off to the dictionary, and the dictionary tells us that a mistake is an action or judgment that is misguided or wrong. Okay. It also says that it's to blunder in the choice of. A mistake or a mistake is how I think of it. Those who, Shawnee and Lee and Clark and Tom, all have been in the recording studio and know that sometimes you start the recording of the song and you realize, didn't quite play what was written, didn't like the interpretation of that, I can do better, let's just do another take, right? But the recurring thing to all of it is to be wrong, right? And what part of us, what is hardwired into us, what could it be that is hardwired into us that absolutely hates being wrong?
Ego.
Yeah. All right, it's the ego. Clark wins the prize. We're going to have to play games that Clark doesn't get to play so that other people can have one. Yeah, there you go. But our ego just absolutely hates being wrong. It does, right? And it hates even more being seen or being known to be wrong. Now, we've all been wrong a bunch of times, right? And I don't know, maybe you're in the same classification as I am, but I may be up in the thousands of times being wrong by now, maybe tens of, maybe even 100,000 times of being wrong by this point. And I don't have an exact count, and that's not the point. The point is to remind myself and recognize that I'm wrong a lot. And I've been wrong a lot, and transposing that logic forward into the future, I've got a lot more wrong in my future. Well, great, that's a very positive, joyful message, Walt. Gee, thanks, right? And if by positive message you mean that we're pretending that nothing is, was, or ever could be wrong, then yeah, it's not a positive message. What I'm encouraging you to do is let go of the stigma of being wrong as something negative. Because who's in charge of the definition of things in our life? That'd be you in your life, and that'd be me in my life, right? Instead, see being wrong as simply something to celebrate. Well, I don't know, I don't feel like celebrating when I realize I've been wrong, right? You just said ego hates that. Yeah, ego does hate that. But when I say celebrate the mistake, it's knowing the difference between what I wanted to do and what I actually did. And in that gap, in that realization that there is a gap between what I wanted to do and what I did in my attempt to do it, that's where the learning and the creativity take place. Henry Ford shares, even a mistake may turn out to be the one thing necessary to a worthwhile achievement. See, we never will know what works and what doesn't work until we try something. And it's the trying, it's the gathering of data from trying that leads us to succeeding. And also, this has happened so many times in my life, I can't even begin to count. But I wouldn't be on the right path that I'm on if I hadn't made a mistake and think that I didn't make the path that I thought I should be on. Anybody else ever forcibly get to the fork in the road and be shoved in one direction thinking it's, oh no, I missed my, and then all of a sudden it's like, no, this is where I'm supposed to be, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. We may have never seen that there was another possibility. And if I see other possibilities now than I saw back then, that's to be celebrated because it's a sign of growth and of evolution. Now I can extrapolate that realization into the next moment that I'm at choice. And how many moments of my life am I at choice? Every single one of them, right? Right. Will it work out this time? The answer is yes, absolutely it will. It'll work out. It doesn't mean it's going to work out according to my preferences and my timeline, but it will work out because there's always another choice to be made. And if I choose unwisely, or more likely, if I make a choice and then later on discover it's unwise, the really great part of life is that I get to keep choosing again. I'm always at choice. I'm always able to choose what I want to focus upon, which direction I want to go. Edmund Burke shares, nobody made a greater mistake than he who did nothing because he could only do little. See, we think we have to be able to do it all. We fear making a mistake, and so that keeps us from starting or going bigger. Sure, I understand. We all want to avoid the huge face plant, right, in front of the whole world, right? I get that. But a mistake, I'm starting to understand that a mistake is just simply we're getting our balance as we go. And since we're all going to be wrong, oh, yay! And by all evidence, we're going to be wrong a lot, then we can start to see being wrong as an opportunity to learn and evidence that we got out of our comfort zone and tried something different. That's to be celebrated. Actually, we can learn to see being wrong as being our best teacher. And a teacher or a coach observes the effort made and then offers adjustments and suggestions and guidance about how to improve the efficiency and the effectiveness of the effort. Because life is about learning, and most of our learning takes place by paying attention. Paying attention to where we are, how we are, what we're focusing upon, how we see ourselves right now, the resources, both internal and external, that we believe are available in this moment, and what we believe possible by means of us, given that laundry list of things and considerations. And the thing we have to realize is we're subconsciously checking off that laundry list of considerations all the time, throughout each and every moment of each and every day. We're taking stock of what is so we would do better and we would be better if we were a little more intentional about our assumptions made from those observations. That's why spiritual mind treatment is such a great spiritual principle and tool to engage when we're thinking about something, or we're starting something, or we're reviewing our previous efforts. Ralph Nader shares, your best teacher is your last mistake. I got some great teachers then. Woo-hoo. Okay. What's on the other end from the point of a pencil? An eraser, right? There's a reason there's an eraser on a pencil. And life has provided us its own eraser, which is the ability to go along, stumble a little bit, and then keep going, right? Get present enough to be focusing upon what is and what's going on now rather than what happened last time. Because we're not taking that shot, that effort, we're not making that effort, we're making this shot, okay? How many of you have had something that I've had a lot of, let's just say? How many have had a huge disaster in your life? Just, yeah, okay, all right. Isn't it just such an uplifting time together this morning? It's so spiritual. But what I'm starting to realize is what I would call or label a great disaster is really a beautiful, perfect chain of cause and effect. That's all it is. There was a cause, there was an effect. I participated in the cause, or co-participated in the cause, and I participated in the effect. And the good news is there will always be another cause coming out of each and every moment. And as I said, I don't know about you, but I've had some real doozies along the way. Doozies, I says. And just when I think, okay, that was it, that's the worst it could ever be, I could never outdo the embarrassment of that moment, I get reminded that I live in an infinite universe and there's always more in every direction that I can imagine and not, okay? And the object of life is not to not make mistakes, but simply to learn from them. That's what I believe they're there for. And as many mistakes as we all make and keep making means that the mistakes are just a part of living. So it's not where you've been, what you've done or not done along the way. What matters most is where you are, how you perceive yourself, what you believe possible by means of you, and what you choose and what you start when you start going. Our friend, doctor, might as well be a doctor. Our friend Henry David Thoreau, Dr. Thoreau now, he just got bestowed, I'm sure he got some honorary degree from somewhere. He shares, the price of anything is the amount of life you exchange for it. And I read that and I thought, oh yeah, that's right, because but I got a second take on it after I sat with it for a minute. Yeah, my first response was about the initial exchange. I trade this much of my life this much of my resources for this experience. We do it all day long, right? And then I realized, but there's more to it. It's a more expansive idea than that, if you look at it differently. It's more than just the bartering of time and resources for experience. The price can be compounded by how often I keep revisiting the experience long after that moment or that exchange has passed. And I often will catch myself going back, remembering something, and then wishing and hoping and thinking and praying that it was different than it was, that it hadn't happened that way, that I could go back and do it over with what I know now. Which is what Will Rogers knew when he said, good judgment comes from experience. And a lot of that comes from bad judgment.
Yeah.
Can I get a hell yeah on that one?
Yeah.
My favorite mistake. In retrospect, and retrospect or hindsight is always 20/20, as they say, you're always going to know more now than you did back then. You're always going to know more later on than you know now. That's just the nature of life. And that's why when we look back, it can seem so silly or regretful that we did or didn't do X, Y, or Z. I've even heard myself justify, well, it seemed like a good idea at the time. I did the best with what I knew how at the moment. Yeah, all right. But for me, those moments where I look back and cringe, a lot of them were impulse driven. And impulse is often associated with ego, because ego thinks, oh, you better grab onto this. This kind of level of good won't come around again. It's just a paradigm of lack, a paradigm of self-doubt. And I was thinking about, well, what is my greatest mistake? And I thought, what's the point? The point is that we are all here now with everything that's happened before. It brought us to this moment with the level of awareness and understanding we have and the capabilities we have to do and express what we know how to do and express. And if we use what happened in the past to help us get there and help us do better this next time, rock on, I said. Our founder, Dr. Ernest Holmes, shares, there is no sin but a mistake and no punishment but an inevitable consequence. That one has always rung vibrantly with me because it took all of my early trainings about being wrong, about sin, and what is sin anyway? We all know it's an archery term for the missing of the mark, missing of the target. There is no sin but a mistake and no punishment but an inevitable consequence. It's all cause and effect. Causing and effecting. He goes on, whatever the mistakes of yesterday may have been, today is a new creation. Today we may enter into a new experience. So tomorrow morning, as you gain some semblance of awareness, I want you to notice the first mistake that comes to your attention. You don't have to force it. I don't want you to say, well, what's my first mistake I'm going to focus on today? Don't worry. It'll come to your attention organically. You don't have to force it. And it could be something recent that might seem kind of inconsequential and innocuous at first. Or it could be a real whopper from your past. That biggest hit of all biggest hits that gets more airtime than anything else you've got, okay? But just what I want you to do is start noticing your reaction to that memory. Notice your inner dialogue and notice how ego wants to defend and deflect blame onto somebody else. Wasn't me. Right? And the particulars don't matter because we're not talking and we're not attempting and not focusing on changing what happened, because that ain't happening. It ain't happening. No one has ever been able to change the past. Period. Full stop. So it must not be necessary to change the past in order for us to express the divine within us. To express the divine within us right here, right now, with what we have, with what we know, with our current levels of awareness, understanding, and ability. Again, don't focus on the well-told story that you've crafted over years, trying to make it sound like you were the hero's journey than it is, right? Don't attempt to justify the missing of the target. Just observe yourself and observe what you tell yourself. And then remind yourself what we talked about just last week in this room or on this screen, wherever you are. Last week, we agreed, we got complete 100% agreement that we are all philosophers. Remember that?
Yeah.
Okay. I remember that. So get philosophical about it. And when you get philosophical about it, it means detaching the ego, disentangling all the pointless attempts to defend and deflect your honor, right? And just observe what you think about it. Objectively observe it, meaning not passing judgment. Just observe what you think about it. Observe what you feel about it, and then extrapolate that out from that one event back then into this moment and expectations about future events and attempts. And then you can ask yourself, what if my biggest mistake was also the most important and impactful learning I'll ever have? Because I'm telling you, it is. Are there other ways to learn the same things? Yes, there absolutely are. That's why we want to, create and maintain a what? Yeah, okay, whatever that thing is. We do that so we'll more intelligently combine the data that we gather from our mistakes and the data that we're gathering through being aware and present in the moment. And then we can be our own coach and see how we could alter our perception of what was, how we've interpreted it all this time. So you notice how many times you think and we interpret some failure of the past to be dooming us to continual failure forevermore. And maybe offer yourself the grace of seeing it exactly for what it is, just a reminder of what didn't work, a helpful reminder. And the subconscious, I believe, it pulls up memories for us to help us apply the wisdom that we gained back then into this moment, into this effort. So, and then celebrate that you know the difference between then and now. Celebrate that you can see there's another way to do it. Celebrate that we live in an infinite universe and there's another possibility, another way to express the same thing.
What is that?
Dr. Holmes goes on and shares, the universe holds nothing against us, no matter how many mistakes we have made. Anything that denies the supremacy of good is itself but a mistake in judgment. A mistake is simply the externalization of a mistaken idea or a belief. That's all. And often, I might think something, I was talking with a friend about this. I was thinking about something, and then he said something, and I said, really? And he goes, oh my gosh, I've thought that for so long, but once I hear myself say it, it doesn't make sense at all. I can see the fallacy, the mistaken idea behind it. Yeah. It becomes obvious that when we watch it in expression, it becomes obvious that didn't work, so there must be a different way to do it. And there is another way, and we can use the grief associated with the mistake to fuel our search for the other way and start living and working from the paradigm that if there's a desire to do this, if there's a desire to express in a certain way, then life has already provided all the means necessary for its complete fulfillment. All we have to do is get present and aware enough to see it, to comprehend it, and start engaging it with a beginner's mind. And a beginner's mind means accepting that we don't know it all, that we haven't done it all, and we won't ever be able to do it all. Or we won't be able to do it like Mikey does it, right? But remind ourselves that we can do something. If we have the idea or the desire to express something or in some way, we can do something in that direction. something that looks like what this looks like. Not comparing it or obsessing about what it looks like compared to somebody else's, but just doing it and staying open to other possibilities. We have learned from all that we've done. We're learning from what we're doing right now. We will continue to learn once we're on the other side of this effort and have the more expanded perspective that will come from there. That is wisdom. That is wisdom that we will have forever. That is wisdom that we can share with those around us. As we start to realize, you know what? We're all going through the same stuff. We're all processing the same feelings. We're all feeling the same things. We all have the same worries and doubts and fears. And we've all learned a lot along the way, and we've still got a long way to go. And so it is now. Thank you very much. Now let's look at our weekly affirmation, which is on top of page 6 and also on little cards over there if you're a card carrying type of person. And let's say this together. It says, a mistake is simply a missing of my targeted results. I know more now than I tried. I know more later than I do now. I intelligently apply the wisdom learned to my efforts in this moment and know I get better as I keep going. There is no limit to my growth and learning. All right, let's take a moment and give ourselves the gift of our good attention in this place, in this time together. Maybe take a deep breath or two, or close your eyes, or reposition your physical form. And remind yourself that no matter what is or isn't going according to preference, there's always a greater truth. There's always another opportunity. There's always another way to express. And it is through our efforts, and it's through our trying, it is through our getting out of our comfort zone that we start to become aware of these other possibilities. That we start to re-identify ourselves as someone who is moving in this direction. And we start realizing that life is supplying us with everything we need to express in this direction. And we recognize that we can set a goal, we can set a target, we can set an intention and move in that direction. And we may get there, we may get close to there, we may not ever get close to there. But just knowing that we can continue to pursue and we will continue to learn as we go in that direction is life's promise. We will know more after we try something than we knew before we tried it. And we can take that wisdom and apply it to what we do the next time, or we can take that wisdom and apply it to anything we do from here on out throughout the rest of our life. Intelligently apply it in this moment, and we keep getting better as we keep going, because there is no limit to our growth and our learning. We love this wonderful teaching in all the ways it shows up in our life and reminds us of the spiritual principles that are eternally at work in our life and in everyone's life, and the spiritual tools we use to direct those principles more intentionally and more purposefully and more definitely. We love this community of like-minded individuals that love and support each other in all the ways we get to do that throughout the week. And we love this beautiful life and this beautiful day and this beautiful time together this morning. Loving it all as we release it completely with deep gratitude and celebrating the changes that have started because we changed something to start. And we learn more as we go in this understanding, as we completely release this into the law of cause and effect, letting it bring to our attention more things that are like and support and expand upon these ideas that we've considered this morning. We release it as we say together. And so it is now. All right. And now we come to the part of our time together where we support this wonderful work we're doing together. We take the value we receive from the world for the value we bring to the world. We do that, release that with love and appreciation. We say the giving affirmation on the middle of page 6 together. And it says, divine love consecrates my gifts. They go forth to heal, to bless, and to prosper. They are evidence of my commitment. They do their good and perfect work and return to me multiplied abundantly. And so it is now. And now Shawnee and Lee are going to come back up and do a couple of more songs. Are you performing anywhere we can come see you?
Yes. Sorry, my back hurts today. Yes, I have at Quack's Sound Space on Manchac. I have another Wonder What Wednesday coming up. So I've got one on July 9th and then another one on August 6th.
Okay.
It's always on a Wednesday, and so that's
7?
about a week and a half from now. So yeah, July
The time,
July 9th.
7
7 to
o'clock?
9, yes.
7 to
7 to 9, yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
cool.
Oh, this is yours. Okay.
All right, it's good. It works.
Okay. We wrote a song together.
Are we,
What?
work in progress?
We're writing a song together. Yeah.
It's close.
It is really close. It is really close. I was supposed to write a bridge last night and I didn't. But I did watch some terrible TV and I'm here. So that's yes, it's all good. I missed my mark last night, but that's okay.
It's all good.
Yeah. So this is we think it's called Calling Bird, and yeah, I don't know. Let's see what happens.
It's a circus thing.
It's a circus thing. I think I told you guys last time I was here that I was in the circus for a short time, like the little baby circus. Yeah. Maybe can you play a little bit quieter? I don't know if her voice is vocal.
The moon was hung on your birthday. At least that's how it feels to me. Cardboard waves painted blue and white to represent the sea. All day long we raise the big top and hang that carnival of dreams. Folks come round when the sun goes down. We find our marks and run the scenes.
Shadows play in the footlights. The stars are shining through the leaves. The calling bird catches my throat. You stand close to me.
We sing that song about the midway, the one that always makes them smile. Close it down, another sawdust town.
Forgets its
Troubles for a while.
The moon was hung on the first day. You took your makeup off for me. My true star, the railroad car
never cared for the ropes and ladders and all that high wire machinery. I never cared for the righteous life, but I have cared for thee. Sing that song about the midway. Sing it one more time for me. I'll be your clown till the tent comes down. Keep your lamp lit for me. I'll be your clown when the tent comes down.
That bridge is gonna be so good. It's really gonna make it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. It is always such a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
So now you'll be over here, right? Okay, yeah, okay. So we're gonna do one of my songs. This is called Blue Moonshine. And yeah, this song is a good lesson for me because I tend to want things to be complicated, or else you'll wonder what. I'm afraid that you'll see behind the curtain and see that a simple melody and simple words is like nothing special. You know, like I want to go to fine art museums, not fine art museums, the MoMA or something like that, modern art museums. That's what I mean. And I love looking at the stuff and kind of making fun of it and judging and like, oh great, a giant room full of white squares. Yes, tell me how over dramatic colors are. Anyway, so this is a very simple song, and I've learned to be okay with it because people connect with it. So. And it's easy to sing along with, so that's why we got it for today.
It's a great song.
Thank you.
If you got a heart like mine, come on and let the blue moon shine. If you got a heart like mine, come on and let the blue moon shine. Oh, oh, I know you got a heart like mine. If you got a broken wing, come on and let the blue moon sing. If you got a broken wing, come on and let the blue moon sing. Oh, oh, I know you got a broken wing. If you gotta walk away, come on and let the blue moon stay. If you gotta walk away, come on and let the blue moon stay. Oh, oh, I know you gotta walk away. If you gotta let me go, come on and let the blue moon show. cry it out. Come on and let the blue moon shout. If you gotta cry it out, come on and let the blue moon shout. Oh, oh, I know you gotta cry it out.
I'm gonna try and talk and like do this for a second, but I just wanted to add my relationship with mistakes is that I'm totally good with the concept of making mistakes. Like, yes, we're all human. We all make mistakes. I'm just not okay with one that I just made, like this one. Oh, no. Anyway.
If you got a heart like mine, come on and let the blue moon shine. If you got a heart like mine, come on and let the blue moon shine. Oh, oh, I know you got a heart like mine. I know you got a heart like mine. I know you got a heart like mine.
Thank you all so much.
Simple is good.
Simple is good.
What's wrong with simple? That was good. Although I did misinterpret, I made a mistake with your title. I thought it was like Blue Moonshine. Like, ooh. Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that again. All right. Okay. Now we come to moments of gratitude or application of these principles and making wonderful things happen in your life, or awareness as it comes in. I am grateful for tomorrow night at 7 to 9, we'll be at the Elephant Room downtown with 19 people on that stage. So
Oh my goodness, it's growing. Used to be 17.
no, it's been 19.
Did you make a mistake?
You ran out of, you got to count on your fingers. There's 15 horns, 4 rhythm section, and actually 20 with a singer. So we got a great singer too. It's new, I want to say Shawnee, but Shawnee will be coming in. Shailene is her name. Shailene's. Anyway, look forward to having that fun tomorrow night. There was something else, but I can't think of it. Somebody else have something? Yes, Mark?
As you see, I'm dressed in black.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to be ushering in Zach.
Oh, yeah?
And I just want to give a sense of appreciation for the opportunities we have when we volunteer.
Mhm.
It's such a collaboration. They have a need and we have a desire, and they come together. And I know I'm just one out of 550 at Zach in the way of ushers, but I love going there. I love the people. I love the community. I love the presentation. And in return, they get what they need. And you can't ask for any better than a give and take and receive and accept.
All right. Plus, your appreciation turned you into a poet. Because I'm all dressed in black as I go to Zach.
Be a song there.
That's right.
Yes, Tom?
Oh, Shawnee mentioned that she always feels great when she comes in here and feels appreciated and learns something. I just want you to know that we feel great, or I feel special whenever you show up and your smile, your energy, your love, and all of that just flows through you. You and Lee make a wonderful team on writing new songs.
Thank you.
Thanks for sharing that.
I think Tom speaks for for the rest of us too.
Yes, Bennett?
I had a lot of connections this week. I felt like lunches here and there with people I've seen for years and people that volunteer with. Anyway, we're staying connected. I just had lots of opportunities for connection and they were just really, truly beautiful. I also practiced your homework from one of the weeks to when you go out into the world to remind yourself that you're going out with love, to give love, receive love, be love, all that. And I don't know that it brought any consequences, but it sure made me feel good when I just started, talking about that in my head. I'm driving with love, I'm great, and it just really made a difference for me. And I'm sure it made a difference in all the consequences that I have.
Right.
It does.
It absolutely does, and it, because what we focus upon is our experience, right? So you're focusing on love, it is, you are love, and you are love, and you are loved, and you love, and it's all good. Yes, Mike?
Two short things. One, Thursday we went to the Far Out Lounge and saw my son perform
Oh, cool.
for the first time.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah, and
Oh, wow.
their music is not, my generation's music. It's very creative, but it's very loud and couldn't understand one lyric, But he writes a lot of it too, and they switch off instruments, so they're talented, a bunch of young gentlemen. And the other thing was a friend asked for a treatment. Her son has autism, and she was afraid that he might be going kind of insane or something. He's in his 30s, I believe. So after the treatment, it was remote. She came back about a week later and said they found such peace together. He's become more engaged in them working together as a team, and she's just so relieved. She doesn't have that fear of the insanity stuff around now.
Oh, cool.
And it's just I don't know if we'd call it 180 or, but it's certainly a change for the better for both of them. And so to me, that's demonstration.
It absolutely is. Yeah.
So,
Yes, Nona?
Oh, you can speak up, but, and this is very opposite of what you said, it's very materialistic, but it worked. Friday, I had a gathering of friends I'd known from junior high and high school, Dallas, and kind of princesses, exactly, a little bit. But anyway, I was so afraid that my window unit in my living room was not going to work, was not going to make it cool, because I'd had a group over after memorial service and it was not very cool. But anyway, a friend gave me an extra little kind of a portable AC, and it would go on and off the day before. But that day, it stayed on.
Oh, wow.
And nobody mentioned that they were hot, and nobody mentioned that it was too loud, and I'm just so grateful for that, because I think I would have gotten very upset. But it was really fun, actually.
Yeah, cool.
So,
Well, All right. Well, let's look at your homework for this week. I encourage you to continue to do just go out and emanate love. You don't have to say anything to anybody. You don't have to interact with anybody. Just go out and just think. I am love expressing, throughout all your interactions. And all I know is that when I do it, it changes my inner dialogue.
Yes.
That I'm rambling, what I'm rambling on about is love. And it's like, okay, well, that's better than some of the other things that I hear myself going on. Anyway, but this week, you can notice your inner dialogue when you remember a mistake. It obviously wasn't the end of all life as we know it, but it was the end of that life as you knew it. Now you're wiser, just move on. Do that. Next week, I'll start a freedom series that will run in July, and it's going to be called The Freedom to Be That's where we're going to start. And our musician is Terry Klein, so you can enjoy that. Happy birthday to Kathleen on tomorrow and Jimmy Isaacson on Tuesday. Thursday book study will start not this coming Thursday, but the 10th. And is women's group going to be on
We
the?
did, no, we met yesterday, so I'm not sure when the next one.
Okay, all right, well, you had to be there. But if you want more information, see Glenda, she's got a list that she'll send out and announce what's going on with that. And practitioners are always available for your back and for whatever else you're processing or something you want to celebrate and get a better idea about. The books are $20 over there, even if you're not going to do the Thursday night thing. I mean, if you're going to spend a year with somebody, why not spend it with Rumi, right? So I invite you to check that out. All right, let's say our closing affirmation as we get ready to enjoy this beautiful day and each other. And it says in the middle of page 7, I am an expression of infinite, divine, creative intelligence. Knowing a joyful serenity awaits my recognition and acceptance, I take this moment to deepen my understanding that I am perfect, whole, complete, and dynamic. My soul is forever established in life, love, light, power, peace, beauty, and joy. I lift my eyes to the divine in me, in those around me, and in all of life. I walk out into the world with an uplifted heart and a mind open to the infinite creativity of all life, and so it is now. And thank you very much for being here. We will see you next time.
And enjoy some grapes, there's a lot of grapes. Hot as well.
Great masher.
I hope so, probably. Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely, yeah.
This has, yeah,